Good morning, everybody. This is Janice Borders. She is a top 20 agent in the KW Living office. And she's on our ALC and the diversity chair for the ALC and also representing us in the region.
Yeah.
So, yeah, why don't you tell us about you a little bit, Janice?
My name is Janice Borders. I've been an agent for 3.5 years now. I'm going up, it'll be 4 in April. I've always been at Keller Williams, so this is my forever home. And like she said, I'm on the ALC diversity chair, and I've been on the ALC for 2 years. I am taking this class with you guys, so by no means am I an expert. I'm just the facilitator for this section, and I learned a lot even just going through this section myself in preparation for today. So can you guys hear me okay? Legacy, Elevate?
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So we are and Karen is my co-teacher today. So she's gonna chime in wherever she sees fit, hopefully. So we are in session 6, grow your database. I know we talked a lot yesterday about lead generation. And that ties directly into growing your database. Because if you don't have a database, you're kind of out of business, right? Gary or someone always says your database is your data bank. I don't know who coined that phrase.
Probably Gary Keller.
Gary. And so that's how I look at my database. Because if you look inside your database, you should see opportunities in business. That's the main goal, because we're here to make money, correct? Correct. Anything you want to share, Karen?
Nope, you're good so far.
Okay. So briefly today, by the end of the session, we're going to identify information you would need for each contact in your database. We're going to determine the segments or categories for your client in your database or your customers in your database. And then we're going to show you how to, or talk about building your business and asking your sphere for business. That is that's a key step that I probably missed too. I don't always ask for referral business. I just assume they love me enough to send me people. But if we don't ask for it, they don't know to send it to you, right? So that's part of that. So we are on, I'm going to tell you what page we're going to start on. Because we're not using slides today, we're going to wing this. That's not good. Okay, so we learned yesterday about leads versus contacts. Does anybody remember what the difference between the two?
What's the difference between a lead and a contact?
A lead basically is the general information that you get from the prospect, and then a contact is it leads. The lead leads to the contact where it's more personal. You strive at making an appointment with that person.
Correct. So a lead is just someone who filters into your database. It could be from your marketing, from whatever. You don't have a personal connection with them. The contact is when you actually had a communication, have established a relationship where they trust and love you and want to do business with you. So top agents get into a relationship with their database, and that's what we need to do. And I'm saying we, including myself, get into more relationship with them, because I have tons of people in my database that are people I've never met, people I've never talked to by doing marketing and things like that off of Facebook and social media. But you have to find that balance to turn them into people who actually know you and you've had a conversation with and talked to. And that's probably the hardest part, to convert people that don't know you into people that trust you, right? They have to see a win for them and be able to trust you with the biggest purchase they'll ever have, and most people in their entire life. Can I add to that?
Yeah, I was just thinking about when we talked yesterday about contacts. We were trying to think of all the different people that you know. Those are contacts, right? The people that are leads are the people that have expressed the interest in real estate. So that's what we're working toward, is creating enough relationship and rapport with the contact that they tell you that they would be interested in buying or selling.
Correct. So I generally do a lot of Facebook ads. And so every month I have a home buying seminar, a first time home buyer seminar. And I probably have 200 people who have raised their hand and said, I want to come to your seminar. Not all of them show up, probably not even close to half. But it's still, no buts. And it's a process in turning them into people who are going to actually come and trust me for their purchase. So it is through communication, it's through phone calls, it's through emails, texts, like however I can kind of gain that trust from them. That's the ultimate goal. That's the ultimate goal. So there's 4 things that, before we get into the book, there's 4 things that your database is key or should do for you. Your database should keep you organized. Who's organized in here and who's not? Well, who's not organized in here? I know you're. Most of the room raised their hand, including myself. So it should keep you organized. It should keep you on task with things that you have to do every day, because they're tasks you can set in command. There's tags you can set to identify the people that you need to touch in command. So there's ways to make it work for you. So when you wake up in the morning, you say, oh, I know I need to do X, Y, Z today. And not like, oh, what do I have to do today? I don't even know who I need to talk to, who I need to talk to. Setting those up in the beginning will help you in the long run stay more organized. Your database should also be a comprehensive record of communication for the relationship. So once you make contact with those individuals, make sure you're putting notes in command so you know what you last said to them, what email you sent to them. If you send it through command, it will log into the tracker for you until you send this email on whatever date. And if they respond, it tells you in there that they responded. So you know what communication you're having with them. Like I said, it does tasks, and then it also, it holds value. When they did that thing yesterday, just with our phone contacts, everybody's numbers was like crazy, right? Imagine that, including your database, including Facebook, because Facebook is a database too. Social media is a database. It's people who you know, people who like you, people who you're in some kind of a relationship with. It could be people you don't know, but it could be people that you do. But you're in some kind of relationship with them. That's the database too. Imagine all of those individuals and what that number that we did yesterday would look like. I don't even want to think about it. Because I know that's a large number, because most of us have at least over 1,000 people on our Facebook, right? So just imagine what that would look like if we capitalized on all of that, plus what's in our phone, plus what's in our database. Like our businesses will be like through the roof. And that is the goal, right? Anything you want to add?
Did y'all commit to adding to your database? Did you make a commitment to yourself? A number specifically? Awesome.
You have to make
Have
a
a
number
number.
for it
Gotta
to
make
be
a
a
number.
goal. It's not a goal until you commit to a number.
Yep. She's
So
been listening to James Shaw a lot.
this is another thing I want to say before we get really deep into it, is that time blocking thing we talked about yesterday is very, very serious. Take that serious. Time block your mornings. My schedule is pretty tight in the morning. So at 6:30, I wake up. Well, no, I'm up before then, but by 6:30, I'm on an early birds call with Clubhouse. It's on Clubhouse. And it is for real estate agents, and it's ran by Ellie McIntyre and Lee Curl. They are in the Boston, Connecticut area. And it's just a mastermind of agents. They have different topics every day. Sometimes it's script and role play. Sometimes it's just information. Now we're talking about, a lot of the top agents went to, if you're a luxury agent, they had a mastermind in Boston this week. And so they were sharing ahas from that. So that's what I do from 6:30 to 7 while I'm getting my kiddo ready for school. Then at 7:30, I jump on James Shaw call. And that call is from 7:30 to about 8:20. And then after at 8:20, you can also jump on a script and role play Zoom. And that's with Chris. Oh, I can't think of Hurley. Thank you, Leah. Chris Hurley. He's from 8:30 to about 9 o'clock. And then from 9 to 11, I lead you in for 2 hours. And so frame your morning so that anything after that, you can do whatever you want to do after 11 o'clock. But by 11 o'clock, I don't take appointments unless it's really, really urgent. I don't take personal phone calls unless it's really, really urgent, like somebody has to be on fire. And if so, call 911, don't call me. And so just frame your morning so that it's bookmarked, like it's in my calendar, it's non-negotiable. And if you do those things, I'm not saying you have to get on all those calls that I do, but they're helpful. I've been on since January 1st. I started, the calls have been going before then. I committed starting January 1st to not miss a day. And I think I've only missed one because I was out of town. So
Awesome.
commit to that, because you will see a change in your business and just in your life, personal, like it's a lot of personal stuff on there too. Like we really do life together. And it's a lot of people who refer business in and out. It's relationships that are being built across the nation. So I encourage you guys to join too. Right?
Yep.
Okay, so who uses Command in here? Does everybody, I know everybody uses some form of a database, but who uses Command?
I do.
So Command is free for all agents here. I highly suggest that even if your team uses something different, there are still things within Command that you can take advantage of. Be it the marketing for Facebook ads, be it smart plans, the designs, you can design flyers and brochures and buyer packets, seller packets, like it's a ton of stuff in there. So I highly suggest that you take a deeper look in that. I know we have a training coming up. Is it next week or the week after? All of the Command training,
Command Basics.
Command
Oh,
Basics,
Command Con.
Command Con.
Yes.
It's November 4th, I'm sorry. So take that, like, we're gonna have a watch party or something in here, I think I saw. So take advantage of that, because you're gonna learn a lot about Command. And if you have any questions about Command, we have Lynn, our wonderful tech trainer. She can, get you all set up with that.
100%. Command will allow you to do
Oh, Phil.
Facebook ads too.
You're welcome. Okay, so we are going to jump right in to page 6.4. 6.3 was a recap of yesterday, which I think we pretty much all got that. So we're gonna jump right into the laws of a database, the 4 laws of a database. And so our first law is build your database. And when you build it, you got to build like a hunker around it so that people don't escape. People don't call somebody else. You want them to call you, right? So you have to build a fortress around your database. And Gary Keller has a quote, I'm sure, about building your database. I think it's on a page we're coming up to. We're not quite there yet. Okay. So build your database. And that's the first law. So you've already, we've made commitments to our accountability partners to do so many calls a day or week or whatever. Hopefully we all have been making those, and we should have people to filter into our database. If you're having issues with finding out how to find new customers or new clients, I would say talk to your productivity coach or talk to your team lead, or if you're on a team. There are a lot of different ways you can build your database and get more people into it.
Absolutely. And you can do a large data dump also. So whether it's from your phone, an association, as long as you've got a spreadsheet of the contact information, Lynn can help you, or Scott Leroy Marketing can take that spreadsheet and put it right into your database so that you don't have to enter them in one at a time. So it's really very, very helpful, and they should be in there. Don't be picky about who goes in there unless it's a duplicate, right? Everybody is a potential referral, buyer, or seller. Everybody in there.
Yeah. Now and once they're in Command, like I feel, I'm kind of biased, that we all should be using Command. Command, we own it. Gary built it so we can have it, and we own our database. We own the contents within it. A lot of other companies, they sell your information, or if they close, who knows what's going to happen to all your information or your contacts. So I'm kind of biased. I love Command. It's all I've ever known. When I came was when they first were launching Command, because they were coming from something else. I don't even remember what it was. Edge something. But I just, all I know is Command. When I first started, it was kind of sketchy. It wasn't as great as it is now. They're building on it, they're adding to it to make it the best that the best that it can be. There's always room for improvement. They take our suggestions, they implement, like they're always doing things to make our database better, to make our system better.
And it's so funny, Gary Keller is, how many have been in family reunion? Anybody been in the room been in family reunion yet? Okay, so family reunion is an amazing event that comes around in February. This year it's going to be in San Diego. But I remember watching family reunion events on YouTube before I joined Keller Williams. And this was maybe 4 years, 5 years ago. And Gary Keller was saying, hey, we're building this tool for you, for your clients to protect their database, to protect their private information. I know it doesn't work great. This was 5 years ago, 4 years ago. I know it doesn't work great, but I need you to use it and break it. When you break it, we know to go in and fix it and make it better. Now it works really well. It is working. There are teams that are doing 100 million, 200 million, 300 million a year using Command as their database. It's working. So don't let anybody tell you otherwise. If you tried it a long time ago and it didn't work,
Try it
go
again.
back and try it again. I
Yeah.
challenge you to do that.
And I'm serious about this. If you have any questions, issues, reach out to Lynn. Like, she's amazing. And you can also do it on if you have the app. So you can log into Command from your phone now, whereas we didn't have that before. I think the app is amazing, or you can log in on your computer. So I just say highly, highly, highly recommend that.
Yeah, you can add a contact on the fly from the app on your phone.
Yep. So I do want us to break out just for like 5 minutes and to talk about what kind of information we should be adding into database per contact. I want us to brainstorm of different things that we can add so that we can market to those people. Because if you have business and you've done deal in the last year, they're gonna have a home anniversary coming up, right? If you tag those in Command properly, it'll notify you so you don't have to remember. Because I couldn't tell you what day my clients closed last year. I couldn't, or this year, or last month. Like, I still don't know the date, right? And so if you tag them in there and put them on that smart plan, you'll get a task to say, hey, your client's home anniversary is tomorrow. Or you'll know in advance, but you'll know, and then it'll tag you to send something, send a card, make a phone call. Because my client texted me last week, hey, it's 1 year. I was like, oh, is it? I was like, congratulations, like, we made it 1 year. I'm like, woo-hoo. I forgot. Okay, I forgot. So use those. Don't be like me. Remember, and use those tags in there so you know when your anniversary is. So let's break for 5 minutes and talk about what other information we can put in there to identify our clients so that we can make sure that we're contacting them instead of them contacting us.
For tracking, for follow-up, for all those things. Okay, 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah. Messaged her to check in, see how she was feeling.
Okay,
right,
we're
we're
wrapping
back.
up.
Yeah,
We're
she still
wrapping up.
doesn't feel good.
Okay, we're all back. So what we're gonna do now is I know we separated in four
Awesome.
groups here. I don't know who's talking.
Okay, very good. We're ready.
Okay, so what we want to do is one person from each group here is gonna share one idea of how to segment them in your database, and then we're gonna go to Elevate and Legacy next. So this group is up. Birthdays.
Birthdays.
Okay, we have birthdays. I don't know, there's another group back there.
Notes, the notes where you can keep notes of everything that you do with clients, so you remember in your last time.
So call notes,
Call notes is the second one. This group over here,
One of the things we know is key life events.
key life events. Is there a fourth group in the back?
Like spouses, kids, like family members.
Spouses,
Okay.
kids, family members, including pets. Okay, Elevate, what you got?
We're gonna go with, I'm gonna butcher it, help me out here, D, okay, so we'll butcher it again, one more time, DTD2.
okay?
Okay. And Legacy?
Wasn't working. We said things like other things mentioned, birthdays, life events. I said that I put them on a neighborhood nurture, so they get touched every 2 weeks or 4 weeks about what's going on in their neighborhood as well.
Yep, that's the awesome smart plan. I use that too. And if you don't know how to set that up, I'm gonna plug Lynn again. Go to Lynn. Some other things that I wrote down is wedding anniversaries. Like that's, people like you to remember when they got married, even if you didn't attend. Like kids' birthdays too. Like there's a young lady, and I think she might be in Boston. When it's a kid's birthday, she has a gift sent, like something to their door or whatever for the kid. And they're like, so they didn't even think about it. Like, I can't believe you thought of my kid, and that makes that relationship even tighter because you're thinking about somebody other than the parents. Like the kids are important too. And then when their kids decide to buy, when they get older, they're gonna probably call that agent because of those thoughtful gestures. So
How about somebody gets a new puppy? And you could stop by with a little baggie of dog treats and put your business card on it.
put your business card on it. Like all of those count, and all of those things you can tag into Command so that you know those pieces of information.
Mhm.
Anything else you want to add? Ted?
Hey guys,
Yeah.
Yes.
you can do custom fields now too, so in Command, there's a custom field section, so say you wanted to know their favorite pie. Because you guys are gonna do a pie flying event, you can go in there and do a custom field for their favorite pie, so you know their favorite pie.
In the
Yep,
tags?
In the tags,
Yes.
I make a lot of custom tags and I'll show you guys that in a minute. Pies.
Not tags,
Like,
you can
if they-
actually add custom fields.
They like pumpkin, or if they like apple, or if they like whatever. It's custom tags.
Custom field.
Custom field.
It's new within like the last 3 months, so there's in your settings, and you go into Command settings, you can add custom fields, so if you didn't have enough information already, you can add your own custom information. So that's fairly new to even filter even further.
Let me write that down. Custom fields. It's in your settings. I'll see when I logged into my
Thank you.
Command and we'll look at that. Thanks, Lynn. I know someone else who does like giveaways to their A clients. And they have it in the system to know whether or not they are wine drinkers or non-wine drinkers, just so that when you give them a gift, you're not making somebody feel bad because you're giving them wine and they don't drink wine, or they may be a recovering, alcoholic or whatever, so that you're not triggering something. So you need to know. So someone uses it for that too, just so you know who you're giving stuff to.
I remember in MREA in the lead gen model section, remember that bullseye, and it talks about the METs people that where you want to get everybody from the outside from the first time you were introduced to them or you got their card and you're trying to work them in towards the middle. Those are tags that you might use or custom fields that you might use. And then people graduate as they move in towards becoming your sphere, your people, your leads,
Mhm.
right? That's another thing you could do in Command.
And what I learned in reading this material is that to get people into your database, I did not know that we could sync our phone through the cloud to Command to import those contacts.
Lynn, how about that?
I didn't know that. And
She probably
Google
told us
too.
that too.
Android has it too, but I have the iPhone this one. And I was like, wow, I need to do, because I'm gonna tell you, most of the people on my phone are not in my Command.
So it sounds like, Lynn, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. It sounds like if you do link through, if you make a call to somebody from your phone that's in Command, will it log the call?
No, that I don't know.
So what are you using? Are you using the app or are you using the actual desktop version?
Well, she's saying that she learned that you can link your phone with
You
Command.
can sync your contacts with Command from your phone.
So are we talking about like the API Nation add-ons? So were they?
We'll get back to that.
I'm not
Okay.
sure.
We'll look into that and get
yeah,
back to
I
you
just
on
saw
that.
it in the facilitator's guide that was an option. I didn't test it last night, but that was an option. And if that makes it any easier to be able to do that from your phone directly in there, then that will make everybody's life a little simpler.
Wonderful. Yeah, this is a brand new Ignite, by the way. This is Ignite 2.0. So it was just released in August this year. So all of the information is updated. So we may be learning some new things. So,
Yeah, so I was like, wow, I was at home like, wow, I can do that.
okay.
So the whole goal is to build $1 million database and build a fortress around it for future business, for relationships, for referrals, for whatever that may look like. There is a demand, there's a course you can take on, I'm sure it's on like KW Connect. It's called No Ceilings, Level Up Your Lead Generation. So that's gonna help with like lead generation and database. So if you go on KW Connect, you can search for that class.
No ceilings, level up your lead generation.
Yeah. That's a good one to look into. Okay, so we are. Okay, we're gonna go to page 6.6. Feed your database. So we should be feeding our database daily. I'm saying that to myself too. We should be feeding our database daily. We should always be looking for new contacts, new business. A rule, someone said, not a rule, but someone said before, like, if I'm paying you money, I should also be giving you my card. So if I'm going to a drive-through and getting a fry, I should also be giving my card out, because those kids have parents. Or sometimes they're not kids that's working these drive-throughs lately, it's been adults. And so if you're within my arm's radius, you should know I'm a realtor, is what they say. And that's how you're gonna find new people. We're in the grocery store lines, we're in wherever. Stop paying at the pump and going inside and getting in the line and meeting people in the line. We're all about convenience in 2022, and that has made us lazy. And so we all pay at the pump, myself included. until I got scammed, and I will never do it again. But we should go inside and pay so you can meet people around you. That's how you're gonna meet other people. If we're always in a drive-through line, or we're always in, paying at the pump or getting our groceries delivered, you're never gonna meet other people because you're not going inside to meet other people. The goal is to be where people are. Right?
And even if you can't have a voice conversation with them, there are other ways to communicate that you're a realtor, right? Name tags, maybe you have some kind of a KW living shirt, or I'm a realtor shirt or something.
No.
Okay,
Yeah, brand yourself, like name tags. You can get name tags for like $6 at the Merkle store. Get a couple name tags, get
use that.
KW gear. You can go to the red store and buy KW gear. You can get a shirt that's for your market center, whatever it is, so that people know who you are when you walk in.
Excellent,
Right.
yeah. Did you figure out who it is? Okay, we're gonna mute somebody here. There we go. Thank you.
Here. So the first people we add into our database should be our sphere, people who already know, love, and trust us. Friends, family, coworkers, people you go to church with, people you're already in relationship with. Those are the low hanging fruit. Those are people who are most likely gonna use you if you have a good relationship with anybody. So those are the people that you add initially. The rest of your database is gonna come from feeding it, from lead generating, from finding the other people who may be interested in buying real estate, but don't even know you're a realtor. Who, when they see you have something of value, then that's what draws them to you. And that's how it starts the relationship, but it's up to you and us to nurture that going forward. Right?
Yeah, I would add that, your sphere, the people that are in your phone that you're gonna add to your database, you'll get that done pretty quickly. It's growing it outside of that. So you have met people that you're gonna add into your database, and then you're gonna have unmet, right? You're gonna have all the people that you don't know yet. What's the bigger group? The people you don't know, right? So you need to have something in place to be always reaching out to meet other people, to add and grow your database, because that's where your money's at. That's where your potential income and growth is at.
I mean, we can only call our family so many times a year, right? Asking them for business. We have to go outside of that at some point. So there's a difference between prospecting and marketing. Prospecting is really like your family, your sphere, you're actively seeking leads and building relationships through that. So those are people you kind of already know, and who do they know, that kind of thing. Marketing is, and prospecting is the least costful way to do it, because you're not really spending money to talk to those people because they already know you, right? Marketing is where you're going to have a little bit of skin in the game by spending some money. And marketing can be done by Facebook ads, which we don't know how to do them. Y'all know I'm gonna say Lynn, it's your girl. You can do ads, you can do postcards, you can send out newsletters. These marketing sometimes takes a little bit longer to turn them, because it's like a cold lead. And they really need to gain that trust with you before they will seek you out. I do a lot of Facebook ads. I probably do a couple a month, especially for my seminar. And I've had some success in that, but they've had to get to know me first. And so those take a little bit of time, a little bit of money to get those going. Farming, all of that. Like farming is like cold calling. They don't know you in that neighborhood. But when they start seeing your stuff consistently is when they're like, oh, this girl is really, or a guy is really, serious about this. And they're an agent that is consistent, and consistency is sometimes the key. You can't farm once and then think 6 months later they're gonna remember you. Because they're not. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not the only person farming that area. Someone else is too.
Most likely.
Most likely, someone else is too.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you stay top of mind by getting creative, sending them things of value, things they can either use, they can learn, or some way they can benefit from the information that you're sharing.
So Janice, I'm a brand new agent and I just spent a lot of money to go to school and get into real estate and I'm not making any money yet. How much money are you spending in marketing? What is that? What are you talking about here?
Literally, I run Facebook ads for $10.
$10 a
Mhm.
month?
Yeah, if I
Nice.
do one ad is about $10.
Right.
I run it for about 2 weeks.
And you run it through command.
I run it through command, so everybody who clicks that ad comes right into it feeds them right into my database automatically. I don't have to do anything. It gives me their name, their phone number, their email. And then I set them up on a smart plan. And then, we go from there.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, yeah, I've got,
What's your success rate or capture rate when you do an ad? How many leads or clients are you getting a month?
when I first started, one of my more successful ads had about 71 people out of that.
That clicked on
That
it?
clicked on it.
Okay.
And I had their information.
Okay,
So it's kind of fluctuates, and last year, out of those ads, I had 6 closings.
Yeah, I mean, even one would be worth it. That price, so even it's crazy.
it would
Right.
be. And here's the funny thing that we tend to do. We'll spend $5. I've done this. I'm speaking from experience, spend $5 to run a Facebook ad. And you've got all this contact information that goes into command and it's named a thing so that you know where those came from in command. If you don't call them, then they do nothing for you, right? So when you get those leads in there, you have to call them.
Mhm.
And that's how you convert.
And so that's the
To a
beauty of
lead.
command, where they upgraded it, because before it would drop in and then you would have to manually set them up on a smart plan. Now, with the ad, once you run the ad, you select what smart plan it goes on automatically. So as soon as they drop in, that email goes out, but you don't have to touch it.
How are you billed for those ads?
You pay for them upfront, so you pay $10 when you submit to run it. Yeah.
You can
put your-
choose the amount
you
that
can
you
choose
want to
the
pay.
amount. I've done higher, I've done 30, I've never done over 30. Cause I feel like it gets the same people. And then they tell you how much the reach is, like how many people it's gonna reach. So my ad that I'm doing now, I have 2 running now. It reaches supposedly like 700,000 people.
Wow.
So you don't want to run 2 or 3 ads at a time, right? Because you're going to have so many contacts that click on that. You're not going to be able to keep up with
It
it.
can be overwhelming.
So be purposeful and strategic about the plans and the money that you spent.
Yeah.
But it will feed your database for
When I
sure.
got that one was 71, I was overwhelmed. I was like, I don't even know where to start. But that was before they could automatically go on a smart plan. Now that has helped tremendously with not feeling so overwhelmed with the people. Okay. Uh-oh. Did I
We're
lose
still
my-
on 6.6,
Yep.
right? Mhm. We talked about marketing.
So the goal is for everyone in your database is to think of you when they buy, sell, or invest in real estate. In order to do that, excuse me, guys. In order to do that, we have to get into a relationship. Like that is the key. So they need to know who you are. Your database is going to give you new business can come from your database. With the people that are in there. Repeat business is going to come from your database because now that you have them in there, even if they bought, you still want to connect with them, 36 touch or 8x8, whatever you decide on for the year. Because you want them to think of you when they want to sell and buy something else. That's, you want that cycle to continue with that individual. And then you want their referral business. You want them to refer you out. You want them to say, hey, I had a great transaction with such and such. To a excuse me, to a family member or a coworker or whatever, and refer you out. The goal is for you to be everything for them when they think of real estate. Right?
Absolutely.
We cannot be secret agents. If no one knows if people in your family say, I did not know you were an agent, that is a problem.
Yep.
Everybody in your family should know you're a real estate agent. All your friends should know you're a real estate agent. Your pastor should know your real estate agent. Well, my pastor is pretty big, so I don't think he even knows me, but everybody who is around you should know you're a real estate agent. You should never find out that your cousin bought a house and didn't use you because you didn't tell them you were an agent.
So when
Even if you don't want to work with your cousin, you can refer them out and get the
yes.
referral. 'Cause sometimes that's the easier path. Trust me, I just dealt with a cousin and I wish I would have done that, but they're closed now, thank God. But sometimes you may want to refer them out and get the referral because not everybody is comfortable with you having all their information.
Yeah.
So it's that comfortability piece too, but you can still refer them out to another agent and you still get the 25% referral fee. So you get something out of the deal. But they need to know you're an agent.
Right. When we talk about building a fortress around your database, that's really, so here's a little pop quiz, right? This is from Lead Generation Model and MREA book. What's the magic number of contacts that you need to make every year to stay top of mind? 36, bingo, good job. So what we're doing is we're giving you all the tools to figure out how you're going to add contacts. And so you don't have to physically make that contact with 1,200 contacts in your database 36 times a year by being on the phone. There's so many different ways to do it. So use the Facebook, use your tags, use your text messages, use all the tools that we're sharing with you. And remember that you can set it up. You can set it up in a way that you can keep going on appointments, keep doing your lead generation, and you're just being super efficient about your business.
And another thing about tagging them, there are holidays. Holidays are a good way to have tags in there. Like right today is what? Yom Kippur.
Yep.
If you have Jewish people in your database, tag them as such so you can send them something on this day.
Celebrate their holiday with them.
culture, their holiday. So use that way to tag people as well, because you and maybe have, I think I took a class, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, and they were saying, oh no, when we were here doing our thing, someone said have a word sheet with some questions on there. And it could have things that you want to enter into the database, and that one of those things could be on there. Like that's where you get your name, your birthdays, anniversaries. You know, I don't want to say religion, but like what holidays, you know, what you identify as or whatever. And you can put that in there so that you're up to date in command and you know how to, like today, they're busy with their holiday. And so you don't call them on today or
Right.
Things like that. So that way, you know, and you're not being you're not being offensive, like you're not invading on their space, and you know how to engage with those people. Right?
And it's nice to follow up and just say, hey, how was your holiday yesterday? I was thinking of you.
Mhm.
It's a nice little touch.
People like that.
Yep.
So, who might your sphere, what kind of people will your sphere refer to you? You think, who would they refer to you?
Who do you want your sphere to refer to you?
Their friends.
Friends,
Friends.
good. Co-workers,
Family, neighbors, children, like all of those people.
their bowling league.
Yeah, their bowling league.
I know I keep
Look,
mentioning bowling, my daughter's bowling.
track, soccer, like all of those are viable opportunities of business. And how do we ensure they refer them to us? It's by asking, right? It's by asking, it's by being in communication with them, by staying in communication with them. The key is, and I know I'm guilty, that follow-up piece is huge, like staying in contact, because you tend to be so busy. Everybody's lives are busy. People have kids, people have husbands, people have dual career, kids are in every sport known to man, speaking for myself, and you forget to follow up, to do that one thing, to ask for that business, because you're sitting at a game and you're focused on the game, and there's all these people around you that you could talk to, and you just totally forgot. Having a task or something that's gonna jolt you, like, hey, I'm here, I can do this I can talk to them for 5 minutes about real estate, and then I can get after, pay attention to whatever that is. We have to be more, I have to be more diligent in doing that. Cause I know I did not. I was in a track field all summer and I did not ask not one person about real estate, and there was thousands of people there, and that was like a total missed opportunity. But it won't be next year.
Good.
It won't be next year. And your sphere already loves you. They want to help you. Like, they want you to succeed. So reach out to them, ask for the business. Who do you know that wants to buy, sell, or invest in real estate this year or next year? And if they don't know anybody, tell them to keep their ears open. Like, if you hear anybody talking about it in the office, at work, keep me in mind. And I'll reach out to you in another couple of weeks and see if you've had any success in that category. Right, Karen?
Yep, I would like to go back and just talk a little bit about the difference between marketing and prospecting. So prospecting is actively seeking leads and building relationships through your conversations, right? Marketing is a passive path to feeding your database. So you should be doing both. We should be doing both all the time. So actively seeking leads and building relationships through and prospecting is super cost effective because it doesn't cost you any money to be just communicating with people about who you are and what you do. Marketing is employing other passive ways to get a connection with somebody to create a lead to feed your database. Okay.
So other ways to feed your database, encourage people to write a testimonial for you. It doesn't have to be someone you've done a deal with. It could be a family friend who knows you're good in this area. They could say, I know that she's super organized, or that she's a great listener and she will guide you, or that she's a nurturer and she will take good care of your mom, or she's super professional, or she has attention to detail. It doesn't have to be somebody you've done a deal with. It could be a friend. When I first started, I had friends write reviews for me, because you want that, and you can do reviews anywhere. Reviews are on Zillow, reviews are on Google, reviews are on Facebook, reviews are on, I'm sure I'm missing some. Realtor.com. LinkedIn, like
And testimonials also.
all those places can have reviews, and it doesn't have to be from a client. It could be from another realtor could write a review for you.
Have you ever had a friend or a contact, a client, a business colleague give you, you ask for a review or a testimonial from them and they say, I don't know what to say. You write it.
Yeah.
So what do you do? What do you do in that situation? You write it. You write it,
You write
yeah.
it, and then they can sign it or.
You
send
write
or
it and you
whatever.
tell them, please, feel free. I was trying to think how, if I was you, what I would write. So I want it to be from you. If there's something that you want to add or take out, please feel free to do so. But then once you get that, it might go right to, you might send a link for them and it goes right to Google, or it goes to Zillow or Realtor.com or wherever you're asking for reviews from. Take that and copy it to other places. Put it on a review sheet that you have, that you include in your listing packet or your buyer consultation packet, that just has a listing of all of, it's like a resume, right? Use those reviews to help you get business and show your value. Doesn't have to be a past client. A testimonial can be anybody that you have been on a board with, you volunteered with, you have done business with in the past. Maybe it's a vendor or a supplier or a contractor that you worked with, and they said, you have been my best client. Ask more. Would you give me a review? It doesn't have to be a past client. So go ahead and start building that. Focus on one. Okay, it's okay to have reviews and on Zillow and Google and all of those places, But if you focus on one, then you're gonna build up a really big, a fortress, or what's the word behind a big bank of love for you
'Cause people
and
look-
recommendation.
And people look for that. And
They
then once
do.
they do give you that review, post it to your social media account. Like, hey, I just got this
100%.
5-star review from a past client. I would love to work with anyone else who's looking to buy or sell or invest in real estate. Like, showcase that. I am not good at bragging on myself. So that's an area of growth that I need to take part in. So I don't share a lot of that stuff, and I need to do more of that.
So who's got a friend or a family member or a colleague that right now you know would write a review for you? Cool. So when you ask for that review and they give it to you, how can you reciprocate? How can you, let's think of some ways that we can say thank you.
Send a Amazon gift card, could be 10, 20. 30.
Some agents do that. Yep, we've heard that. Some agents do send thank you gift cards for coffee or something like that. They're recommending in Ignite 2.0 that you write them a review in return that they might be able to use for their purposes, whether it's a nonprofit in their own business, or do that in return for them.
A review for a review.
Yep.
Because they probably need them too,
Yep.
if they're in a certain line of work, or if they're a vendor or what have you, they need reviews
Yep.
too.
Start with your own cheerleaders first. Ask for reviews from them.
Yeah. So everyone, I need you guys to tonight, I need you to figure out 5 names that you're gonna ask for reviews from.
Can you repeat that again?
Write down 5 names that you're gonna ask for reviews from. You guys should I'm sure you can come up with at least 5.
Especially if you're brand new in the business. This is really super important. It will help you to get started.
Yeah. If you're brand new, you want that. You want that. And like I said, it doesn't have to be from people who are
Past clients. yeah.
clients. Okay, so we're gonna move into. This one I wanna do it. Okay. We're gonna move into 6.9, which is the third law, is to communicate with your database. This is how we build relationship, or how we get into relationship, is talking to the people in our database. And they say still the best way to communicate with the database is a phone call. Phone calls sometimes scare people when you have to call somebody you don't know. I would rather send a text, but the phone is still the most powerful way to get into relationship with someone. Either a phone call or face-to-face. Those are the two. Gary Keller has a quote, I believe it's on this page, and it says, to succeed at a high level in the real estate sales, you must commit to frequent contact with a database with the intent of building close relationships. And that's in the MREA book. And another plug, if you have not read that book, I highly suggest that you read it. I know it's on Amazon. It may be.
Yeah.
It may be on Audible, I'm not sure. But it is an amazing book. You learn a lot of systems and models and things to frame your mindset around becoming an MREA or anywhere in between. So I would highly suggest that book. One of them. Millionaire Real Estate Agent.
It's written by Gary Keller.
That's
The red book.
The red book is what we call it here.
I
didn't-
usually have it sitting right here,
I
yeah.
thought I was gonna bring mine today. That's the one book. The other book I highly suggest you read is The Shift, also by Gary Keller. And then The One Thing, also by Gary Keller.
And these are books that agents from all companies read.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah,
Very-
excellent.
I mean, Leah has it. That's the book.
we'll pass it up
I
here.
suggest that
I
you
think-
guys read that book for sure.
And you don't even want to read it, it's like a textbook, right? There's things that you'll go back and use constantly.
So
True.
people read that over and over again. You don't read it just once. You read, because you pick, as you move along your career, you will pick up different things and things mean something different to you the second time you read it, the third time you read it. Because you're in a different place in your business. So read it and read it often. You're gonna need a highlighter. You're gonna write in it, like, it is like the real estate Bible. That everyone goes by. It's like one of the best books. And so you want to make sure, like Gary said, to communicate with your database, because you're in a forever business. This is not just one transaction and then you're, you know, I'm done with you and I'm going on to somebody else. No, you still want to stay in relationship with them because the rule says in 7 or 8 years, they may be selling and buying somewhere else. That's kind of the cycle. And you want to be the person that they reach out to.
Should we segment our database or which,
So. I'm gonna 6.24. This one.
thank you.
That's okay. The way to communicate with the database will depend on whether it's with leads or contacts. For the purpose of Ignite, you know, it's focusing on your sphere, people that know you already. However, you still have leads in there that are people that you may not know. And you want to get to know them, turn them from non-Mets into Mets, which is the whole goal. As you establish and build relationships and learn more about a person's motivations, dreams, interests, and goals, you will categorize or segment people with common interests so that everyone is receiving communication that matters to them. That's the whole key. Not what you think they want us to hear, what matters to them, because if you're sending something and that's not even what they're interested in, they're gonna stop following you and they will unsubscribe to your smart plan, right? I've had that happen before, full transparency. Information that is meaningful and feels personal is information that they're more likely to respond to. So something that is of value to them. I can't send my first time home buyer seminar smart plan to someone who's already owned a home. They don't care about that. They already know, or they think they know the process. So you have to make sure that you're being careful with who you're sending information to and what you're sending to them. I want to go into, hopefully my command is still up. I want to show you guys like how I tag people. I don't know who all uses tags in here. Does anybody use tags?
Yes, I do.
A little bit.
It's already up.
Can you guys see this? Legacy and.
Yep.
Yes, okay. Look, I'm using a non-Mac computer, so this is kind of hard for me.
I'm not gonna apologize.
When you get used to using something for so long,
know.
it's hard to switch. Okay, so this is my command. I'm gonna go.
What are
So
we doing?
I'm clicking to find out how you can set up the tags you want to use. Okay, so I'm going under setting, under my name and under
the drop
settings,
down.
the drop down, and then I'm going to settings. Karen, oh,
In the
there it
middle,
is.
yeah.
Come on, command.
Sorry, it might be my computer
No.
Like Zoom, command and Zoom.
They don't work together, right?
together.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. So under command settings, and then under contacts, you see right here where it says contact tags
And custom fields that Lynn was talking
and
about.
custom fields. So look, let me look, I want to look at custom fields. Let me see what that is. I don't have any set, obviously.
But you can
Oh.
create one, yeah.
Wedding anniversary date is a custom field. You guys see that? You guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so wedding anniversary date is a custom field and you can add more. That's just the drop down that Lynn was talking about. what I do, and I probably can move some of these over into there, I utilize contact tags. Am I hitting the right spot?
While you're looking at that, I just thought of something I wanted to share. One of our mega agents told me that
Mhm.
when she sells a house, the first thing that she does before she closes the file is she fills out a holiday card. She writes out the whole holiday card, addresses the envelope. She doesn't seal it, just in case something changes in the family before the holiday comes. But you could also do the home sale anniversary card at the same time, so that you're when the time comes, you're not scrambling to get all those done. But that use these tags to help find those.
That is really good.
Yeah.
So so the ones that are like white out, the white ones are the ones that command
Put in there.
automatically put in there. These other ones are what I put in here. So I have a lot of tags. I tag by last name, so that's the A or the B, so that when I do my DTD2 calling, I know exactly who to call. So I can go in here and I can search and have all of my A's on one sheet, so I know who to call for that week. So set up your DTD2. I also have, when I do smart plans, or when I do ads rather, if I'm like this Bay Village one, it was, I did an ad for a Bay Village listing. So everyone who came in under that are tagged Bay Village, because that's the area that they weren't looking in, because they clicked that they liked that house. So you'll see some of those in here. I don't know where to go. How do I see the bottom, Karen? I don't know how to get.
Yeah, we can just list him, I think. Well, let's move it up.
There we go.
How about that?
That's better. Okay. So you see, I have a whole lot of tags. So, because I have the whole alphabet in here. I have, if I'm doing a Divvy ad, I have them tagged to that. I have a do not call tag, so I know not to call them. If it wasn't pleasant and they weren't the nicest, I put them on do not call. I may send them out email or, a happy home anniversary thing, but you have to figure out what works best for you, and we decide who we want to continue to work with. And if it wasn't a good situation, you can decide that too. Okay.
If in your database, you find that maybe you went to Ohio State University and you have a lot of people that went to Ohio State University, you could segment them by Ohio State University. And when there's a big win, you can send them all a text right from command that says, woohoo, big win today or something.
Mhm. Yeah, you can do that.
You can segment them any way that makes sense in your database. Be careful though, because you can really litter this tag section up with tags that really don't apply to very many people. You want to think about what where are your major combined interests at?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like what you've done. Looks great.
Yeah, so I just tag them, I color coordinate them, and then I attach them to individual people. All of mine are not in there. I have not tagged everyone appropriately. I'm still a work in progress. But your database is always going to be a work in progress. Nobody's database is 100% correct at this point in time, because it's ever evolving. People change, people's interests change, people's relationship change, your relationship with them changes. What they're interested in changes.
I think it's a tag or somewhere where you tag it something, so then it prompts you to go back to it later, know that you need to add certain information, if you're adding people quickly or something. Does that sound familiar at all?
Not to me, but I'm interested in that.
Okay. Someone in there.
So you're kind of using the tag as a task?
Yes.
Okay, got you.
That would be good though, people who have incomplete data, because I feel like even when I do Facebook ads, sometimes their email will come through, but not their phone number. Because if they don't have their phone number associated with Facebook, I don't know how you cannot, but it'll come through without that information. So that would be a good tag to put them on, need more information. So
Excellent.
that's a good point. Thanks, Danielle. So that is what I use for tag. You can set up tags in any way, shape, or form you want to, group people in. And then when I go to, I'm gonna go to my contacts. And this is where you can filter by those tags. that you've done, so I can filter like all my A's.
There you go. So yours is filtering
It
by
didn't do it.
first
One sec.
name.
It should filter by. Oh, I think I had to change that. So if I do A. Lord. Let me do another one, because that one might be harder. I'm gonna do filter by, because I know this one works. Once I probably passed it. Okay,
Home buyer seminar lead. Okay.
so these are my home buyer seminar leads. So if I click apply, these are everybody who's ever clicked on my ad. So I know who to target for future seminars, for smart plans, for, you know, people I know who have not bought yet. This is who I call when I know I have a seminar coming up. And so they're already segmented. So I don't have to go in here and try to figure out who they are. Like Command does all of that for us if you tag them appropriately. Do the work up front so you don't have to go back and redo it.
And
That's what
how
I-
easy is that? You just check the box. They're all checked and you can put them on a Spark plan. You can send them a text message. You can send them all an email. It's very, very easy and
Yeah,
efficient, really.
yeah. Once you click, I didn't mean to go there. 1 second. If you click add a contact, the tags are right here. So if you've already established your custom tags under your settings, all of your tags are gonna be right here. So that when you put a new client in there, you tag them appropriately. You know, tag them by their last name, tag them by, if they wanna, if they're an investor, tag them if they're looking to buy, tell them if they tag them by selling in 2023, like whatever's gonna help you identify who that person is. Make sure you tag them appropriately so that you don't have to go back and try to figure out like, how did I meet her? You can put notes in here like where you met them at. I met him at Giant Eagle, or I met him at a bar. like
Can you type
wherever-
in the box?
wherever.
If you type in the box a tag and it doesn't exist. Or you type in the box and it does, it'll just find it and pull it up,
It'll
right?
find you and pull it up, yeah.
I think you can create a tag there too.
I've never created one here, so I don't know. Lynn will have to say yes or no. I
Okay,
always go to the
okay.
other place and create. I don't
Gotcha,
know. That's
You
not.
can create tags there. If you type it in, it's
Yeah.
not there, it'll ask you if you want to create.
Oh, well,
Yep.
okay, that's good to know, because I've already had my
Yep.
tags identified. You can mark it as a lead. Now, what do we know a lead is what? Someone that we are not really in relationship with yet. So you mark it as a lead, mark it appropriately. So that you know how to
A lead
filter.
is somebody that's interested in buying or selling.
Mm-hmm. Any questions on that? On the
Gonna do the-
tags?
The segment,
Yeah, so we're gonna do a little break, about 5
activity.
minute, an activity for about 5 minutes, where we are going to brainstorm around tagging. Like what other tags,
6.9.
what other tags do you think would benefit your clientele or your database? So that you can market to them effectively, and let's get creative. Look, I'm looking for some new ideas, so I hope you guys have some good ones. So Lynn, we're gonna break out for about 5 minutes.
Do the activity on 6.9 to segment your database, come up with tags that you can put groups of people in to communicate with them about that specific tag. Mute us. There we go.
What was her tax? What?
So what I want us to do is I want one person from each group to kind of tell me, from your group, like what was the top one you recognized? I heard a good one over here, so I'm gonna see if y'all gonna say that one, but, because I really liked it. So you guys wanna go first?
We had one Raving Fans.
That would be the one I liked. Raving Fans.
Those could be a referral source, right?
Yeah, that's a good referral source. People who already love you and they had a good, are they past clients? Are they friends or a combination?
They can be, and anyone who refers you, like on a regular.
Okay.
Okay,
You wanna just like make sure you constantly say, thank you to.
Yeah.
so that's anybody that refers you on a regular basis will be a raving fan. Love it, love it, love it. The group in the back?
Just kind of where they are, if they're buyer, seller, sold, or working on a credit repair, kind of where they are in the process.
Okay, she said where they are in their process, whether they're buyer, seller, working on credit, just so that investor, just so we know what their status is. You guys wanna go?
Well, we said stand out as future clients. People that not ready now.
Okay, so future clients. Who are not ready now, but will be ready sometime in the future.
Right.
And then the back group?
We said maybe occupation.
Oh,
Because people, police officer, I work at a retail establishment, so you might find it from there a lot of times, like I tag them that way,
mhm,
so that I remember.
that's a good one. Occupation was another one.
How about
How
elevate?
about elevate?
So we went with county. You might want to separate them by county. You
County?
might want to separate them by client event
Client event?
or a drawing.
Or
Investor.
Or what? What was that? Or what?
A drawing. If they're crazy, maybe that too.
Crazy.
Crazy.
And how about,
Like if you're an investor, you want to make sure you know that they're an investor because they might be more active.
okay. And legacy, how about you?
We said contractors, separate them out by electricians, plumbers, roofers, what it could be, because you're going to get a previous client said, hey, I have a plumbing issue. Do you know anybody? And you can bring it right up.
No, that's a good one.
Very good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. Someone else in our, here says separate them out by sporting events, like if you're a diehard Browns fan, then put that in there. That's you can market to them. You know, or someone said send out sympathy cards. I am not buying into that. But you know, if there's a Pittsburgh fan in your database, you might wanna, send them something. I don't know what that would be.
Danielle's got them.
Who are your referral source ones, if they were from Divvy or Realtor or?
Referral source.
What referral source they came from, whether they were a Divvy referral or a Realtor.com referral or a Zillow referral, just so you know where they came from. That's another good one. Any others? This is a good data. This is a good list. I'm going to add some of these.
The funeral might be a good idea though, because you meet people at funerals.
You do.
And you don't have to, just gonna put them in the database.
So you're gonna tag them as funeral contact?
That's how you met them.
It is. It's so sad though. I don't know, but
It's right.
it is life.
Yeah, if you meet a lot of people at, maybe, you meet a
It
lot of
can.
people, no matter where it's at, that could be a tag.
Yeah, it could be
That's a good
Yep.
place to.
to meet people.
Okay.
Okay, so these, I don't even know how to go from that. There's no transition from that. So these segments can all become tagged. So a couple others that they suggested was VIPs, and that's kind of like Raven fans almost, but VIPs
Yep.
could be another name for Raven fans. They had specific hobbies, like I don't know that military is a hobby, but they have it set like that. Whether they're military, so you know.
That's a
they're
good one.
vet.
That's a very good one.
Or what do they like to do? Are they like, another hobby? Do they collect something, or are they book readers, or a book club, or do they like to hike, or, whatever? It's a lot of different hobbies people can have. So you can put that in there too, so you know what to, you kind of know what to give them. So if you're giving out gifts for the holidays, you know what they will and won't like. That makes sense.
Zoom have fitness friends, like if you're kind of like with your hiking and, like
Yeah.
in your yoga studio or your gym.
Yeah, some people like to go to the gym all the time.
Yep.
And so that's another, you can tag them as fitness people. So you know how to, you know not to give them a cake for the holiday because they are on their, because they like to work out, right? So you can't tempt them with a pie.
So you can see how your database becomes a data bank, right?
Right. And so
Okay.
how we message them is key based on the segments that we put them in, so that we understand what their likes and dislikes are, and what's important to them. Because if you send, they say even through the words and topics of your messaging will change. So over time, how you interact with those people are going to change. They may not all be, they're not going to stay, no one stays in the same lane your entire life. They're going to move. And as they start to change or shift, if you're in communication with them, you know that. And you'll know how to tag them appropriately, or remove or add different tags, so that you know how to communicate with them. So our tag should match, our messaging should match the motivation of that segment. So I can't send a Browns email to people who like that other team. Cause then you will be, it's gonna start a whole mess, and you don't want that, okay? So you have to know that. So it also uncovers things like if they're able, ready, and willing, and what their time frame is. So your messaging to them should always be to get something back. So when you send them something, it should be a call to action for them to send you something back, like I'm ready, or I'm not ready, or I may know someone. It should be a two-way. Don't send an email, try to send an email out that doesn't have a response for them to respond back. Because you want that communication, right? Sometimes it elicits an immediate response, like I'm having a seminar next week. And so when I send out an email, I need to know if you're coming. I need to save your seat. So mine's elicit an immediate response. And then also, you should always tell the person how to communicate back to you via email. You should always have your email, tag in your tagline or in your signature line. You should have your name and your email and your phone number, so they know how to reach you back. Even when you're doing social media, you want them to be able to reach you back. Via, if you have a business page, they can private message you, but they should also know how to call you too, because not everyone uses private messenger on Facebook. And then it just helps the clients to know like what they choose, why they should choose to contact you in this current market. Like, and we should know what's going on in the current market and what they get if they do. Like, what do they get for referring somebody to you? Because people, they refer you out of the goodness of their heart, but they want something in return. You can do like a $5 Starbucks gift card. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. You can give I don't know, it's almost Thanksgiving. You can give a pie, you can give, whatever that person's like. But don't go overboard, because then they're gonna expect that every single time they see somebody. And you can do, and messaging can be done in a touch campaign, and in the 36 touch, messaging is in there too. In Command, you can set up Twilio, which will, if a smart plan has a text part component to that smart plan, it will text them on your behalf. So it looks like you're doing it, but it's not. It is a different number though. So when you set that up, make sure that you let people know that they're going to receive this, and to save this number in their contacts, because it's going to be coming from a different number.
A different phone.
Twilio is a different number. It's not your number. You decide what number you want to have for your Twilio, like they'll give you choices, but it's not your direct number.
I put that Twilio telephone number in my contact information on my phone as other. So each of you should have yourself as a contact in your phone and save to your favorites. So that when you meet people, you can pull your own contact up. It has your picture, has your business address, your business email, your business, your other business telephone. So that when that number calls up or sends a text in, it shows my name. I can share my contact information with anybody and they can save it to their phone. Does that make sense?
That's good.
So you create your own contact in your phone of you, your business you. And you share that with other people from your phone to their phone via text, right?
And that should have your Twilio number. That will have your Twilio number, not your personal number.
Right. So if you send them a text from your Twilio number, your name's gonna pop up. It's still you. Does that make sense?
So they can call that number back if they need help?
Well, I don't know about that.
So why would you want?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I think it does. I do believe it
And it
does.
goes into your command.
Because when you complete Twilio, you're gonna put your phone number in there. So when they call that, it's gonna ring your phone. That's
It
right.
rings your phone.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And
But they
text,
just don't have your personal number.
they don't. They have that number.
Well, if they have your phone, you send them your contact information through your phone and they save it, then they will have both of the numbers because it's in that contact information. You can put your office number, your cell phone number and your Twilio number as other.
Yep.
So mobile, office and other.
Yeah, I like Twilio. I mean, it's effective. So texts go out and you could be at lunch somewhere and someone say, oh, I got your text. And if they respond, it comes into your command. You see it sometimes on your phone, but it does go into your command that they responded to you. And then at the top, next to your name at the top on command, it's a little like alarm looking button, like a bell or something. It'll tell you, that's where you'll see who responded to your emails, to your phone calls, and then you can go and read what they said. Okay, so we are moving right along. Let me see. Says when you communicate, regardless of the message, segment, or touch, you always pair that communication with value. So like we were talking about, always have it come from a place of value. Something they can take from it, something they can do, a call to action, that kind of thing. It can be centered around, local points of interest. It can be, preferred vendor lists. It can be local events. If there's local events in your neighborhood and you want to let people know to come, like a fall fair or something like that, you can use that as a touch and send those out to the community. I know Solon is having a Solon fair, fall fair. It might be this weekend. Those are things you can send out because people like to go to stuff like that with pumpkin patches and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And
we talked about in the segments, we talked about tagging by city or county, right? So let's say you've got Solon, just by example, is tagged and you come into work early in the morning and Aurora Road near 91 is completely shut down for some reason. You could very quickly go in here, pull up everybody that's in Solon and send them a quick text that says, hey, I was thinking of you because I just drove through Solon and Aurora Road is shut down. You might want to find another way around. Or something like that. It's so easy. If you tag your people, you segment them based on important things. You can communicate with them and it looks like you sent it to me all by myself, just to me. How special do I feel that you're thinking of me this morning?
And these
Yeah.
local events they don't have to be events that you put on. They could be events that the city is putting on and you can use it as yours. You can, get people to come and, maybe have a special gift for them. And if they come and, let them know when you're gonna be at your car or whatever and give out candy or
Trunk or treat.
whatever, like we're having trunk or treat here on the 23rd, and that's a big, a big part of our giving back to our community and our database where we can invite them to come and get candy. We've had over 300 kids here since we started doing it 2 years ago. We've run out of candy both times because it is a thing that people look for now. Now they know we're gonna do it every year, so they'll come back. And it's a way to do a client event on a smaller scale where you're not spending as much as you would if you were doing it by yourself.
Trick or treat's another great way. If your neighbors are showing up, if you are lucky enough to have little trick or treaters coming around to your house, start thinking about ways that you can let people know that you're a real estate agent.
And that's what someone said on, James Shaw, call, that Halloween is the one time where your neighbors are actually knocking on your door instead of you knocking on theirs.
Right.
So use it as an opportunity to share your information. Put your card in those kids' little bags. Because the parents are gonna go through all the candy before they let their kids eat it, hopefully.
And if you've got a special treat like a Jell-O shot, you know the parents are coming to the door.
Right. Parents come to
I'm
the door
teasing.
for apple cider. and
There you
Jell-O
go.
shots.
That's right.
Okay, so now do you guys see how a database can become your data bank if you use it properly and you segment everything? How it could benefit you long term. Because people choose to do business with you. That's what we are after. You want them to choose you every single time. So they said, and by another point, it says I don't like reading this, but I'm gonna read this so I don't mess it up. If you have essentially wasted your time by lead generating and putting your contacts in your database, because there's no guarantee that people will think of you when they've made a real estate lead. You don't want that to happen. So if you add all these people and you do nothing with them, that's exactly what's gonna happen. They're not gonna think of you. They're gonna think of somebody else. And then you're gonna finally call them. They're gonna say, I just bought a house last week. And you're gonna say, congratulations. You know, but not really feel like that's a real heartfelt congratulations, right? That's painful. So you don't want that to happen. And it says, and by the way, the most important communication you can make is a personal phone call. Each person in your database gets 4 calls a year, once a quarter. That's real reasonable.
4 calls a year out of your 36 touches in that year. 4 of them are telephone calls. Connections.
Connections. And
Connections.
they say make one a happy birthday call, which means you'll need to put them on your birthday. You got to put their birthday in your database. So if one is a birthday call, another one could be a happy holidays call if they celebrate holidays. Another one could be Happy New Year, right? And another one could be whatever you want it to be. But it doesn't have to be all real estate stuff. I mean, it can turn, the conversation can turn to that. But use the forward method, like we talked about. Just talk about family, talk about, did you have a big vacation this summer, or where you're going next year, or, whatever that may be. But use those in your 4 touches.
And this is a great time to reach out to your sphere. I don't have a whole lot of birthday dates in my database. The holidays are coming. I'm going through my database. I would love to be able to remember you on your birthday. When is your birthday, by the way? And you know what? I don't even have your home address. Is this still right? Is this address still right for you? I might as well update the whole contact while we're on the phone. How are you? That kind of thing. It's very, very easy to just call up people you haven't talked to for a long time and tell them I was thinking of you. I'm glad I still have the right telephone number.
Right.
Yeah.
That part. So any ahas so far from what we talked about? I know we talked about a lot of information. What'd you say, Lee? Yeah. And I'm telling you, as you put people in, tag them right away, because I didn't do that initially, and to go back and tag all these people, it's a job. You have to do so many a day, because it's
Be purposeful
a
about
lot.
it.
So yeah, if you're doing it as you get them, it makes your job a whole lot easier. Alicia, you had your hand raised?
Yeah, but it's from a previous section. I liked the fact that you could ask for reviews from people that aren't necessarily a client.
Yes.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yep. She likes
Asking
it.
for reviews from people who are not clients.
Yep.
Because people think I have to have had a deal with you for you to do a review. Nope, they do not. Yep,
Other
that's your
ahas
first-
from Ignite or Ignite, sorry, Legacy or Elevate?
So an aha for us is just actually being purposeful and organized. So if you're putting garbage in your database, you're gonna get garbage out of your database.
That is true.
100%.
And it's gonna be easier to lead gen if you're, everything's tagged and organized.
That is true.
This could be the one area of my life I'm getting organized in.
Look,
I'm
that's why we
teasing.
have to start somewhere.
Okay.
What about you, Legacy?
Any ahas to share? Did we?
Well, we're all good.
You're good?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to page 6.11, which is the final law of the 4. And that's to service all the leads that come your way. And this is where we say build that fortress around it and service them how, you know, the best way you can. It may feel like a daunting task, but if you leverage some of that in Command, it'll make your life a lot easier because you don't feel like you have to text every single client individually. Leverage Twilio, leverage Command, leverage the smart plans to send out emails on your behalf. You get so many free every month. You can add on. I forgot how many we get free because I added on
I don't know the answer. Yeah.
with emails. I think it's more than that. I want
Oh, for emails?
for emails. Is it
Oh.
like 500? Lynn, do you know?
They roll over everybody for me. I've never used all of them.
You do get so many free that you can send out through Command. I think I pay for extra because I do Facebook ads, not didn't want to.
How many emails, is that what you asked?
Yeah, for the emails, how many we get free each month?
1,000.
1,000. Okay, so you get 1,000 emails.
5.
5,000?
Yes.
Oh,
5.
okay, so I don't pay extra for that one. 5,000. I pay extra for Twilio. 5,000 a month, you get an email. So use that because the system will send them out for you. I'm telling you, while you're sleeping, you're gonna get responses.
Even in your social media, you can schedule those ahead of time. Remember the 551? Okay, so the 5 likes or excuse me, hearts, not likes, that you have to go on to do, but you have to also post 5 times, right? Is post once a day, comment 5 times a day,
And heart.
and heart 5 times a day.
So I schedule my posts on Facebook too, on my business Facebook page and my business Instagram page. I schedule my post out a month in advance. Well, let me not lie. I try to schedule out a month in advance. Usually it's like a week in advance. I schedule them ahead of time.
What do you schedule out?
Irene?
Karen, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
That's okay.
That's all right, thank you.
So I schedule my Facebook posts at least a week or 2 in advance. So I put them on the calendar. I figure out what I want to do. I create my graphics in Canva or in Command and Designs. And then I schedule them on in the business page to hit Instagram and Facebook at the same time. And I schedule them each day,
That's free
and that's free.
from Command.
No, I schedule them through Facebook. So Facebook has it's called Business Suite, I believe. Once you have a business page, you can do that. You can schedule them. It's called Meta Suite or something like that.
Right.
And you can decide what time you want them to hit, and once you start doing those, it will tell you the optimal times for the best results.
And you can do Instagram at the same.
Yeah, I do both at the same time. As long as they're connected, you have to connect your Instagram and your Facebook. You have to link them together so that they hit both at the same time. And so I schedule those as well. So pretty much you can schedule everything so that it looks like you're like on Facebook and you're not. It looks like you're sending out an email and you're not. It looks like you're typing a text message and you're not, because you've done the pre-work to do that. So take some time, like on a Sunday, when you're watching the Browns game or whatever game you're watching. And you could just sit there and just type all that out and have it scheduled for the week, and you set it and forget it, and then you keep going.
So Command changed within the last week, so you can actually run Instagram ads through campaigns, but you have to make your Instagram page a business Instagram page.
So I do run ads, and you can run ads on Instagram too.
But I mean, I didn't know there was a business Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is
It's
that
just,
what you-
if you go into Instagram, it's a toggle in there that you can switch your personal to business. It's not, you don't have to set up you don't have to do a totally separate page.
Okay.
I just have my personal toggle to business and I use it that way.
It's under professional profile.
Yeah.
Under
what-
professional profile, you
In
said,
Instagram.
okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
And then you can hit both at the same time, send it out and be done for the week. You look like you posting all this stuff and you're not even nowhere near your social media.
Right.
And it'll tell you, once you start getting data from it, it'll say, it'll give you graphics, like the best time, or this is how many people it reached, and this is how many people, commented or liked or whatever. And this is optimal times for you to send out messages. It kind of tracks all that data for you.
Cool.
Okay, so going back to servicing all these that you can. So, with the tags, we talked about knowing the source, like knowing where the lead came from, how it was generated. That's important for how that's important so you can calculate your rate of return too, your investment. If you made an investment in Facebook ads, you want to know which ad gave you the most bang for your buck and is turning leads into contacts, into clients, into closings.
It's an art. I mean, even from recognizing the style of ad that you use that got more attention. It might have been the same message, but a different style maybe got less attention. You want to be tracking as much as possible, learn from what we're doing so that you get better every single time.
Yep. You also want to track the relationship. So you want to keep notes of conversations that you have with the individual. You want to keep notes of life events that have changed for them. Maybe they got a promotion on a job, or that they are pregnant and having a baby, or they got a new puppy, or whatever the case may be. Or, they had a death in the family, like things like that are life-changing events. You want to make sure that you are, reaching out, but tracking that and putting that into your notes so that you know what you last said to them, the last call you made with them. And then the third thing is reward referrals. So determine what your reward system is. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It could be a Starbucks gift card, or it could just be a card in the mail. It could be whatever you want. It doesn't have to be expensive. It's totally up to you. Like, you're the owners of your own business, so you decide what and how you want to reward your referrals.
I have a little story to share on that. Years ago, probably 15 years ago, I used a transition career coach. She was a coach, transition career coach. I was changing careers and she did such a good job for me. So I referred somebody to her and she sent me a $10 Starbucks gift card. So then somebody else was talking and I perked up. I heard them say that they didn't know what they wanted to do, but they wanted to make a change. So I said, I know somebody that might be able to help you. And I shared them and she sent me a $10 Starbucks gift card. So for 15 years, she's been training me to listen for those opportunities. And it's like Pavlov's dog. Is that the word? Pavlov's dog, that little experience, ring the bell and go get the food. It's the same thing. Train your people that you will reward them for caring enough about you to share their information. It doesn't have to be much. Just a $10 gift card well, it used to be $5, but who can get a coffee at Starbucks for $5 anymore?
Not even a small.
Yeah.
But you have to, like you said, train them to listen for that. Because we're in this industry, they are not. So conversations roll and they're not even paying attention. But if they know with intent to listen, to understand what you're looking for, then they will know to send people to you. Because these are people that already love you, they already know you, they already trust you. And so we have to let them know what we're looking for and what we need. Because my mother always said, closed mouths don't get fed. So-
Closed mouths don't get fed. That's brilliant. I love it.
Look.
Anytime they refer somebody to you, when that referral converts, correct?
Say that again?
Anytime they refer someone, not when that referral converts
Right.
into sale.
Yeah, because,
You're rewarding the behavior.
Yeah.
not the
Right.
final
not the
result.
final result, because their closing is not because it's probably not your fault, it's not their fault, it's
Some of
the market we're in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to reward the behavior so they continue to send people to you.
Okay. Cool.
And that's
However,
what-
you use.
However right, however you want them to. Yep. So Command makes it easy to service all the people in your database with whatever the need is. It gives us ways to follow up, it gives us ways to market to them, it gives us ways to, to launch business. You can create your own smart plans, or you can use the ones that people have already created before you and have been successful. You can manage your referrals, you can design all types of marketing in Command. You can really build that fortress around your database so that no one seeps out, which is the ultimate goal.
I just had an idea that I
Mhm.
wanted to share too, or an idea. So if you tag the referrals, everybody that's given you a referral, right? And you go into the system and you pull it up. What if you had a picnic at your house, just a hamburger, whatever, and invited everybody that has referred you business over? Would that be fun? Would that be something memorable that you can thank everybody it has in common? They're all your cheerleaders at the same time. Look for opportunities to celebrate people and say thank you.
Yeah, and I know that we're gonna have a class here, I believe it's next week, on events, on how to do event planning, like how to run a client event, how, the cost, or simple or extravagant or somewhere in between. Like, make sure you guys plug into that, because I am gonna be there as well, because I need to know, what to do and how to do it. I believe it's next Thursday. But it's on the
It
calendar.
should be on our calendar,
It's on our
right?
calendar.
On your phones.
So just one thing I want to wrap up with, and I think we have kind of went over all the 13th. That's what I thought. It's in the afternoon, right? Or in the morning. It's right after Ignite. So make sure you guys plan to be here and stay. Keisha and Michaeline are teaching that class, so it'll be real good. So what I will end with is, like, don't get discouraged if your database is not immediately yielding the results you want. Especially when you're dealing with a lot of people that you have not physically met or don't really know you. Sometimes it takes time to turn them over. It could take years to turn them over. It's all in how good you are in connecting and getting into a relationship with them. So don't quit too soon. Don't quit your database. Don't quit people. Don't move them out. Don't delete them, because you never know when they're going to come back. Think in the mindset of long-term, like, this is a long-term business. This is a long-term game. Like, we're not in this for the quick money. If you're in it for the quick money, you won't be in business too long. You have to think about the end game. This is a long journey, right? And then just always come from a place of care. When you call in these people, get into a relationship, don't come from what can they give to you, come from what can I give to you, and show compassion. And that you care about them, their life, what's going on with them, their kids, whatever it may be, because people want to do business with you if they know you care about them. If you don't care about them, then they're never gonna in turn use you and then refer you, because you're not coming from authentic. I cannot never say that word. I need to say it.
Authenticity.
That's it.
Coming from contribution. Yeah, it's part
Right.
of our KW belief system.
Yeah,
Remember the Y4C2Ts?
right.
Easy for me to say.
Right. Did anybody have any questions, any ahas, anything you want to share? Anyone? Either here or Legacy or Elevate?
Anybody have some, I know when I attend classes like these, my mind is brainstorming like crazy. I always keep a separate piece of paper to write down all the stuff that's going on in my head. Did you come up with any good ideas today? Awesome. What are you gonna do? Let's talk about that. What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna
What are you gonna do
implement?
differently or implement?
Staying in that constant communication with the clients or friends is by easier to ask for the referral or to just call randomly and speak about real estate.
Right, 36 touches.
And
Thank you,
a
London.
third of those 36 touches can be holidays. Happy 4th of July, happy Memorial Day, happy New Year, happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays, happy Halloween, like, those are all touches too. So it kind of chunk, that 36 can be a scary number when you chunk it down into,
Mhm.
and then add your 4 calls, 1 supporter. So you already have those
Mhm.
built in there, and then figure out what the other ones are gonna be.
How about you, Elevate? Anybody there want to share something that they're going to implement or that they learned or brainstormed an idea that they'd like to share?
Sorry, I was chatterboxing. So ideas or things we're gonna implement, we're gonna get more organized. We're gonna really walk actually into command and see what we got in there. We're gonna start tagging.
Good.
So that way, everything can be more efficient, and then if we do campaigns, we can run ads and make sure the smart plans and the tags are all up to date, and we have accurate information to help build our database.
Perfect. Thank
Perfect.
you.
And if you guys don't know, that is Lynn.
That was
is
Lynn
our-
Scott,
our
by the
tech
way.
trainer.
So we've been talking up here.
I've been
She's
plugging.
our tech trainer. Yeah. How about you, Ignite? I mean,
Legacy,
Legacy. I did it again.
she's changing your name,
I know.
Legacy.
We are talking about how important it is to keep using tags, and the more tags you get, just it's better. Instead of just buyer, have different pieces that makes that whole contact complete.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. All right, well, don't forget your daily success system. Remember that Ignite does not end when this class ends. You have an accountability partner, you have an entire workbook that your market center paid for you to work in and do homework in. You're supposed to be doing lead generation, super important. So please go back tonight and kind of review this, look through the chapter we just went through. If you're not caught up, work on that also. But it's super important to not just walk out of here and do nothing, right? Because you're not going to change anything in your business or your life if you don't do something. All right. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
Janice.
You're welcome. Is that right on time? Yeah.